But you made a lot of people. What's up, y'all? A lot of people feel religious that day. I watched it not too long ago, like a couple months ago again.
Yeah.
One of your homegirls had it on the phone.
Oh, she did.
hmm I don't know who it is because I don't know her.
Oh,
hmm
yeah, yeah, man.
Yes,
Wow.
sir. So yeah, we're gonna do some discussion about transition, and I got to do that too. Because listen,
Mhm.
I lost somebody's book cover. I got to go put it back. Just gotta find
You
it.
gonna say that? You gonna say? I hope she ain't watching. You look at it. What?
It doesn't matter, son, because I'm always on tap. If I lost it, it ain't out. It ain't out yet, right?
Wow.
I
It
ain't lose
ain't
your money.
out. No, that we did not do.
Cause yeah. So it's all good.
Hmm.
At least I didn't do it on Fiverr and then tell you I did it.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
That's grimy. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Get Fiverr covers and then charge people full price.
Yep.
That is not cool. All right, y'all. So that's Quest right there. That's not Ebro. I'm me. I'm not Norman Niles. And we're gonna do a program in a minute, and it'll sound like we know what we're talking about. And yeah, we got something new for y'all, man. Because yeah, and not too long from now, we're gonna be probably transitioning out, but we'll talk a little bit more about that next week.
Yep.
And doing something else that's very useful, but a little different at the same time.
Indeed.
Yeah. So Quest,
Quiet on the set.
yo, it's time to give the people something, man. What are we talking about today? No, I'm talking right now. I'm talking right now because this is always interrupting my quiet on the set. So, Quest, what are we talking about right now?
What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. It's your boy Quest, man, the host with the most, alongside my man, my man, who love to interrupt because I take his quiet on the set. Yeah, come on, y'all, give it up for L. David Harris
Can you do it on that
and MC.
mic? What up, Quest?
What's up, man?
Yeah. Classes in session, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Let me tell you something. Lovely day in the you know what I'm saying, in the Queen City. It looks like it's about to rain, but it is about 60 something degrees, so I
It was
ain't
cold
tripping.
though, man.
Yeah, it is a little bit cold, but no worries. No worries.
I got
Yep,
my too small undershirt on because it goes under,
yep.
not
Yo,
over.
I my mind went to coming down there, D, and it looked like I'm gonna be down there a whole lot sooner than I thought. And I don't know why I didn't think to tell you before, but man, God is good.
Mm,
God is good and worthy to be praised. My godmother, man, she and my father and my family, they go back to when before I was born. She was experiencing pancreatic cancer,
oh,
and she was like in stage 3. It had metastasized to all cutting areas of her body. Let me tell you something, bruh. My you want to talk about like going into the cleft of the rock? She went in, bruh. Started praying in a way she had never prayed before. Started eating differently, and believed God to be her healing. You feel me?
hmm,
She went for testing this past week, and I'm telling you, bro, it's nothing short of a miracle. It is a miracle
word.
because pancreatic cancer is probably one of the most aggressive cancers, like I don't think there's a more aggressive cancer than like the numbers are staggering, like of people who get it and they don't never come back.
That's because the anti-cancer enzymes are in the pancreas. So if
Yep,
that gets cancer, mash.
yep. It's crazy, bruh. They cannot find a trace of it.
Wow.
Like
That is
she went down to the University of Miami. They took her to like the tumor. They got like a board or something, the tumor board or whatever it is that do this. They like they bring her in here because we don't understand that they can't find a trace of the joint. So God is good, man. We've been praying over her for a minute. Yeah, my aunt Patsy, man, not a trace. She for real. They gave her 3 to 6 months to live at the most.
wonderful. She's
You know what I'm
around.
saying? Yep. And she was like,
Strong.
well, I had enough. She's been spending that. I'm talking about she has been living life. Like her last birthday that happened a couple of months ago. I wasn't able to go at the time and I was broken. My father went though. He was like, I represented for the two of us. And I was like, okay, good. But still, it ain't the same. I need to go. But I think after this last, that when they study and just see if there's, yep, she's like, yo, I'm moving to, she has a house in the, up in the hills of Kingston up there. So she's about to come down and be like, and so I know if she's there, your boy's gonna be taking regular trips. But
So you don't have to be all bougie and think you're going to North Coast every minute. You could
nah,
come this side and see
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
sometime.
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt,
Okay.
no doubt. But here's the funny thing: I'm a North Coast cat, though. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't know if the
you
boost.
heard that I come from. Ain't no North Coast in Uriton, brethren.
Hey, they say when you go up there, you get richer switch. But yeah, big up on Patty because we can't believe, yo, that she, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, God is good, bro. God is
Yes,
good.
sir. He
I had
is
fretted over that thing for a
wonderful.
minute, but there's truth in when you are a not a quote unquote believer, but a real believer.
Yes, sir. Wonderful. I
Yeah,
don't know her. I don't know her. She's on your daddy's side?
yeah, on my daddy's side, yeah, man.
I don't know her,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
wonderful. Maybe I'll meet her one day.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt you will. No doubt you will. So yeah, man, shouts out to her, man. I'm rejoicing for her, happy for her. And yeah, may she live a long, she got a whole lot of years left in her, man. So
Beautiful.
she get every one of those. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yep. Other than that, man, everything is lovely on the Charlotte side. Yep. How's things down in the on the rock?
Yeah. Jamaica is what it is, and life is life.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Life is life.
I'm not mad, man. Yo,
Yeah.
what? Listen, you're gonna have trials anywhere, right?
And no matter where you
So
go,
why not have trials surrounded by the most beautiful sea?
you know, the most beautiful sea,
I mean, why not?
the most beautiful sea. I
Yeah,
just want to say that there
yeah.
ain't no sea. I know the island. You know, saying the rest of the West Indians that are listening right now, they
Of
vex
course,
because
of course.
I
Everybody
don't.
says where we live is doper than where you live, right?
Yeah, but I can't vex. Me no business. Me I telling you say the water around Jam Rock, Jam Dong, whatever you want to call it, it nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Remember, me tell you,
nice
I'm
for
me for tell
real.
you, I'm me for tell you. No joke. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel very at home when I'm there. I just want you to know
It's in your blood.
I love it, love it, love it. So
Yes,
yeah, man.
sir. I should
You know,
probably stop checking my email now and let's get going, man.
let's go it, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. Let me tell you something. Shouts out to the greenhouse. You feel me? That is, yeah, B, we're in full swing now. And I can't even, um, yeah, hold it back no more. We just committed, D.
Word.
Committed to seeing marriages thrive, and I want to make it look sexy again, not just like for real something that me and Faith do as a couple, but like for real, make it look sexy again. Merch, clothing, everything is coming down the pipeline in a minute. We just got a couple of conferences to knock out, and we're gonna bring some people on the team, and then yep, we really gonna get sexy with this thing.
You're gonna do
Um,
that now, bro.
Yep, right now, right now. So if you want to, what I'm saying, find out more, then do me a favor. Yeah, go stop by jquestgreen.com and find out all the info, and you'll get to see some stuff that we're doing right here and now. Speaking of which, January 4th, Chicago, Illinois. Yep, we're bringing there the Grow Marriage Conference. Yep. And so if you want to be in the building or if you want to find out more information about the conference, I promise you it's going to be off the chain. Yep. Keep the Faith is coming with me, D.
Keep the faith.
She is going with me. And not only is Faith coming with
Transitions.
me, yep. Yep. Jorge Sierra, Kayla Sierra, you know what I'm saying? The Sierras. Yep. They definitely going.
Barbara DeVille.
Oh, come on. Barbara DeVille. She's a monster too. But she's also dope in speaking. And so we're going to bring her along. And Preach is coming up. So we're going to have everybody take the assessment, take a deep dive. I promise y'all, if y'all not there, you're going to miss out on something unbelievable. And then we're doing an event, another Grow Marriage Conference event in Miami, February 21st through the 23rd. And get this one, y'all, it's free.
What?
Yup. February 21st through the 23rd, Miami. Viva Miami. Yep. Miami is going down February 21st.
Weather in February.
Oh, come on. It's going to be lovely too. And it's free. Yep. But the one in Chicago, if you want tickets, go to growmarriageconference.eventbrite.com and you two can be in the building. Yep. And speaking of which, D, my next move is to finish this doggone book. I'm going to get it done.
I'm waiting for you, Quest.
Yep, because I need you to do the fly cover, the whole nine, all of that. Speaking of which, if you are, and I know there's a number of you out there who are like, yep, I want to get this book done. I've started it. I haven't finished it. You're a lot like me. You don't have to be like me. You need to go ahead and finish this book. And I know just the person to help you get it done.
Ooh.
Yep. Harris. Come on, D. Harris.
Yeah, if you want to find me, Quest, just look for David. Just look for David. You know how to do that?
Lookfordavid.com.
That's how you do it. Lookfordavid.com.
Lookfordavid.com. And you
dream. Let's go.
Come on. And you can get the book out. You can finish writing. Come on. D, would you tell them like there's classes you can learn?
All of it. There's nothing in content creation.
Yep.
There's nothing in content discovery. There's nothing in publishing that we don't do.
I'm just saying, D, here's the funny thing. A lot of them are not experiencing the breakthrough that, okay, I looked it up, D. Today I looked it up. Breakthrough, advanced knowledge that allows you to go through a line of defense. Right? So some of you have come to a line, I'm sorry, not a line of defense, a line of resistance. Some of you have come to a point of resistance where you're having writer's block. There's a number of different things that are going on. And so you need advanced knowledge in order to get through to the other side. I propose that advanced knowledge that you need resides in Harris Writing Services. Yep, go look for David, get it done, lookfordavid.com. Holla.
Let's go.
You'll thank me later.
Yo, I just did Jay Moore. Listen, you know Jay Moore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just I'm setting up Jay Moore's podcast, man. When I say setting it up, I'm talking about getting it set up, not doing his podcast. I'm talking all the graphics, all the,
everything.
So I'm excited about that, man. It looks beautiful. I would show it to you, but don't nobody want to see all that right now. But
let's go.
I think we should get started on the program, Quest.
Let's go, man. Come on.
Transitions.
Yep, I'll receive the message if you'll play the sender.
Yeah, well, they have these glasses, right? They're called transitions. When you move from one place to another, sometimes your eyes don't adjust well. Yep. So what do the glasses do for you?
They get darker so that they can adjust to the light. Transition from clear to shade or clear to tinted.
And vice versa. So when we're moving in life, in marriage, we're moving from one place to another. Sometimes you know, while you're going through a transition, you might need a little help. But the bottom line is, whatever you need, if the Lord is leading you from one point to another, He's the one that's leading the transition.
Absolutely.
He's going to give you all the tools. He's going to give you all of the support, all of the help, all of the I don't know, I don't know what to call it, but when you're going through your trials and you feel like you can't manage, God is going to give you what you need to get through it, straight up. But the transitions are beautiful, straight
Mhm.
up. Because, like for me, for instance, some of the trials that I'm going through right now,
Mhm.
well, all of them really, but when you think about my last 6 months of trials,
Mhm.
it's the kind of stuff that if you're married, either it's going to make or break it.
Mhm.
Because when one spouse is going through, it's the whole family going through,
Absolutely.
right? And sometimes there are discompassionate spouses. Sometimes spouses are like, well, I'm really tired of the same old story about what's going on. What you going to do to change it? Like you somehow can change the future. Like like you have control over what happens in life, right? And so for me, of course, I have never regretted marrying my wife almost 19 years ago. But
Mhm.
if I had, God forbid, regretted it, yeah,
Mhm.
the last 6 months would have told me, you idiot. Why would you regret marrying her? She's a gem. Why? Because she runs with the transition. She runs through the trials with me. She not only runs through them, but supports. And when she sees that I'm broken, she makes sure that she does what she can to support me through
Yep.
the mending process.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 You said it a while ago too, David. When a spouse is unsympathetic or
Mm,
not understanding, if you will, um, it is a form of that. When I give you that definition of breakthrough, it is a form of that line of resistance, if you will, right? And that line of resistance can become a stronghold, and you don't even know, right?
mhm,
That refusal to be understanding, that refusal to see that your spouse is going through something. And guess what? If they're going through something, you said it a while ago, you're going through something as well. And you can get sick and tired of it, right? And you can leave that relationship and move on to another one, but that still don't change who you are. When you go into that next relationship, your spouse may end up going through something as well. It may be financial, spiritual, whatever the case may be. And if you're not going to be who you need to be in order to assist them, because the two are one, right? You're going to go through it again. So what you going to do? Go from relationship to relationship, right? Because you refuse to be, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, a breakthrough needs to take place. And sometimes you need to transition
mhm.
from being that person to the person that you need to be in order to support the marriage in a way that you need to support it, because it's more important than who you are as individuals. And the thing that takes you to that place, right, is advanced knowledge, knowledge that is beyond you, right, to help you transition from there to.
Mm. So let me ask you something. So you've been through some transitions, and I have too. So I'm going to talk about some of the just normal everyday life type transitions, right?
Mhm.
So there was a time that I know you were kind of, if not a corporate cat, something like a corporate cat working for one of these tech companies, right?
Absolutely.
And then I don't know if I got the timeline right. Either during that time or after that time, you started doing some media radio type stuff.
Mhm.
But then there's some other stuff that had to do with going back to school. But oh, wait a minute. Before that, there was this like business opportunity, but you had like a sort of a timeline on it from home. Keep the faith
Mhm.
was like make it work in this period of time, or else
Yes. Yep.
something let's get something else done. And then
Absolutely.
right, and I could go down the list. These
Mhm.
are the kinds of things where it sounds like something simple,
Mhm.
but when you start talking about finances
Mhm.
in your household,
Mhm.
sometimes those transitions are critical.
Are very critical,
Hmm.
because while we are not lovers of money, we
Hmm.
definitely needed to maintain households and to make sure that other people have what they need. And when you read the book of Acts, they divvied up everything so that everybody did not go with, you know what I'm saying? They wanted for nothing. Everybody was taken care of, right? And you can't have run a household without money, right? You know what I'm saying? Even the word teaches the principle: a man that don't work don't eat.
Mm-mm.
So you need capital in order to get done. And so if you are doing something that doesn't bring you the capital, right? Now there are loves, and we can continue to do our loves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we need to make sure that while you're doing what you do in terms of what you love, that the house is definitely taken care of. And that's funny because during that time where I was doing what I was doing with a particular company, you know what I'm saying, in
You
order
mean
to make that
the
money,
business or the employment joint?
no, the business.
Yeah, the business.
And sometimes you could be making money, but it's not in line with what your gift is. So
Yeah.
before long, you can be working and making money, but you won't feel fulfilled. There will be a time where what your gift is and what you're currently doing will clash with one another, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was doing the business, right, um, I didn't make what I wanted to make within the time frame that I wanted to make it, and we set a deadline on it. And then when we hit that deadline, we was like, "Yep, let's close it up." And we ended up moving up to work for, you know what I'm saying, that
Yeah.
particular company. And even in working that for that company, when I was making the money that I was like for real making good money too, you feel me? One morning I got up on the side of my bed, D. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this ain't it.
Wow.
I can't do this long. And it was funny because I got the hint. You know what I'm saying? That, yep, don't go back. Matter of fact, let me just outright say, when I first started working for the tech company, I was working for them under a contract, 18 months.
Uh-huh.
It was lovely. At the end of the 18 months, they was like, no, we need to bring a number of people back, and this is one of them.
Okay.
We
And that
can
would be you.
transition it. Yep. And
Mhm.
so they were stretching it out again for another, I think it was like another 12 to 18 months again, right? And I got the word, don't go back. I got the word, don't go back after the first one.
Mm.
And I went back and took that contract. Like, you crazy? You know what kind of, like, for real, the family? Nope, don't go back. I was there, and it was like 12 to 18 month contract, you know.
Yeah.
About 3 months in, it got pulled out right from under me.
Wow. While you depending on it.
Hmm.
Not when you heard the word don't go back and you just say, all right, I don't have it. But while
Yep.
you're depending on it.
Yep. While I was depending on it.
Yeah.
And my wife at the time was like, listen, don't stress over that right now. Finish out school because I was going to school at the time. She
Hmm.
was like, spend the rest of this year finishing out school and we'll get back in. And I was just like feeling kind of weird about that. And then I just, Holy Ghost just said, well, for real, what are you feeling weird about? You know what I'm saying?
Culture.
You know what I'm saying? Culture. Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
And not realizing how
She going
marriage,
to get that cake and
yep.
you're doing something else.
Yep.
Nothing
Other than
bad to
getting
something
paid.
else.
You know what I'm saying? And he set me at ease as it relates to that. Went, finished school. And at school, it's like a month and a half to 2 months after school was finished, led me into ETA. You know what I'm saying? And then from ETA, uh, coaching or doing, I had been doing the videos long before I went into ETA anyway. That was just the thing that pushed me over. And then the guys who, ENC is the homies. So, yep. And then it led me into the next thing as it relates to what I'm doing now until yep, uh, Marriage Ain't for Suckers came along. You know what I'm saying? And you know how the
Mhm.
whole thing started behind that. From Marriage Ain't into Marriage to Suckers, while we were doing this, I was always running my company on the outside. Went to the next level. I started shooting videos now with a DSLR. From DSLR, Daryl came on board. And now Daryl takes care of everything media. From Daryl coming on board, I helped Shonda and my boy Tim navigate through a rough patch. Shonda got inspired. She wanted to do something for marriages. She's got a whole marriage community called Out with the Old, In with the New, um,
Ooh,
up in Chicago, right?
beautiful.
And so everything that she does up there directs it right back to me. She's now a part of the team, right?
Mhm.
Then Faith, of course, is coming along. Then that led me into meeting a couple of other people like my boy Jamal, right? Jamal King, who I met through actually our very first I Do Now What Do I Do conference in San Francisco. From there, Jamal came, introduced me to the whole real estate game. Faith and I just, made it actually, to be honest with you, last week we just made an offer on our first property and they accepted it. So now
Beautiful.
we're in the processes of the one thing transitioning to the next thing. one thing transitioning to the next thing, right? Until where we are right now. Greenhouse is up and running. jquestgreen.com is up and running. And we plan to, I ain't going to tell it all out here. Me and you talk behind the scenes, but we plan to touch a couple of other areas as well. But to your point, in terms of transitioning, this one text just, it
Mhm.
was, it was there. It was there, and it just was there, and then it left. But all right, it'll
Mhm.
come back. But for real, everything, there it is. It comes together again. Everything may not look good, right? And sometimes you may even feel like you're doing the wrong thing,
Mm.
but the wrong thing always leads to the right thing as it relates to transitions. Why? Because if you're a believer, then you know that all things work together, even
Mhm.
though they don't look good.
So we're not
But
talking about sinning, just so y'all are listening.
nah, we're not talking
We're
about
not
that.
talking about that.
We're talking about when you grinding and you working and you doing your thing, all right? And you're trying to get to the place where you are operating in the fullness of who God created you to be. And you're going to do some things that you love along the way. And as it relates to transition, there's definitely seasons, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that where I was when I was working for a particular tech company, right? Number one, I wasn't operating in my gift. That's number one. That's not what God created the kid to do. And then number two, um, it felt like it was the wrong thing. It didn't feel like,
So it was perfectly legal,
yep.
earning an honest income,
Oh, definitely.
still not
Yeah. But
right for
it
you
was
to
not the
do.
right thing. It didn't feel right. It didn't, but it ended up leading me to the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, God
Mhm.
is wise enough to use our circumstances as we move from point to point to point.
Oh, no doubt.
Even if we sort of make a decision, I won't call it a wrong decision because we're not talking about right or wrong issues here. But
Hmm.
even if we make a decision that doesn't get us practically to, initially to the place where we want to be or
Hmm.
need to be, God is like, oh boy, he took a detour. Oh, she took a detour. All right. Well, because I see all and know all, we're going to have to just, you know, make a pathway through that movement
Hmm.
and see this person through to
Hmm.
where I wanted him or wanted her in the first place.
It's funny, D. You ever seen the view from a drone?
Yes, sir. I
I
like
love it. Like, I love when people are traveling on the road and they take a detour and they get lost. You might be lost, but the drone ain't never lost because the drone can see from a bird's eye view what turns to take to get you back on path. And I love where God sits because he ain't never lost and he sees way ahead. You know what I'm saying? So even if you take a detour, he knows exactly what to do in
yeah,
order to get you back on the path. You feel me?
pastor that baptized me and ordained me and some more stuff. Mentored
Hmm.
me when I was a pastor for a year, youth
Hmm.
pastor for a year.
Hmm.
Uh, Pastor Henry Monroe Wright.
Big ups to the legends in the biz. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Preached a sermon beyond the traffic jam,
Oh,
talking about the traffic helicopter. I mean, talking about the 90s here,
oh,
right?
traffic helicopter.
The traffic helicopter, and explain the exact same thing because living in the DMV, the Washington D.C. region, the
Yeah,
traffic is probably top three craziest or four craziest in the U.S.
yeah,
And so to have the eye in the sky, what they used to call it, right?
yeah. The eye in the sky.
Eye in the sky, like with the traffic helicopter to let you know where the traffic jam is and how they're there reporting, and you have WTOP, listening on the radio.
Hmm.
Guy on the announcers telling you like, listen, this don't take this road, do take that road, and this is happening. And
Yeah,
he was saying like what you said, that God is able to see everything,
yeah,
and he can tap you on the shoulder and say, turn left,
yeah,
turn right,
yeah,
pause,
yeah,
stop, all right,
yeah,
go forward,
yeah.
because he can see everything. We can't. We're at a wall of traffic, don't know
Mm.
where we're going, vexed. But God can see everything and direct us where we need to go if we trust Him.
Absolutely.
If we trust,
If Because there's a bunch of people out here who say they believe, but
Hmm.
they really don't believe.
Yeah.
And that's why you're experiencing what you're experiencing, because you really don't believe. Trust and know that where you are, you're supposed to be right there. Now, a lot of places that we're in are because we made some decisions, and that's cool. Even there, they can still get you back on path. But as it relates to what you were saying before in terms of transition, it's all a part of the plan. You
Wonderful.
feel me?
Yes,
It's
sir.
all a part of the plan. So don't trip over where you are and what you're doing. Yep, the man who sees all and knows all knows how to get you back on the path. And you are in the season that you are in, and you will not stay in that season forever. At one point or another, it will be. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm looking at E move right now. You feel me? And I promise you, he will not be in the season of speaking forever.
What?
There will be a time where my man was like, "Yup, it's time for me to transition and bow out and spend the rest of my golden years with my boo, wherever she want to go, whatever she want to do, you know what I'm saying, whatever trip she want to take." And I'm telling you, and then it'll be on to the next, whoever that next person is. You know what I'm saying?
That's the torch.
Yep, pass the torch. And that's all I'm saying for some of us, like for real, the season you may be in, you may love it. The season you may be in, you may hate it. But a
Mhm.
transition is taking place. And will you be prepared to go to the next season? Yep, as you're getting ready to bring you to the thing that you were meant to do.
Beautiful. Well, I think that's good encouragement for all of us. If we can just adapt what we talked about today to everything, including our marriages, then we
Mm-hmm.
know that God sees and knows all. He does not put us in a position, I said, put us in a position where we
Yep.
cannot be led into the right direction. True, we would try to do it sometimes because we're not wise at
Yep.
times. But God, if He's the one, if you give him the keys, you give him the steering wheel, let Him move, then even through marital transitions, God is in control. So I'm thankful for it.
Yeah,
And
no doubt.
yeah, I have no complaints. It's difficult at times, but that's life. What you gonna do?
Mhm. Indeed.
Yeah. I think we should tell them to stay focused though. That's what.
No doubt. Stay
Yeah.
focused.
Peace. There you All right, y'all. Last week I was all abrupt because I was in a rush. I got a call, but today at least I can say, have a wonderful day, or I can see that the weather's changing where Quest is because he just switched the light on and it's not no sun in his face.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah,
Yep.
thanks
Yep.
for letting me go last week. I had to go quick, quick, quick.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
y'all. So next week, Lord sparing life, we come again and see what we can do together and
Yes,
hopefully
indeed.
facilitate phenomenal marriages again.
Again, big
Yeah.
up on yourself. Peace.